Welcome to our new M350. Karen's recording right now, so I can do a little intro. This is it. We're in the plane. We got it. We finally have it delivered. In fact, we're now flying with our family. Tucked over here is little Ari in her car seat right now, witnessing this recording. So a couple of things. When you pick up the plane from Piper, you don't think about like what you get, what you don't get. I mean, you get a list, right? You get a couple of headsets, that's cool. They're expensive, so that's great. We got a couple of flight bags from Piper, so those are really neat. I don't know how much Karen can show you here, but like, for example, we got like cool backpacks and even a roller. So pretty cool stuff. And they give us some swag, so shout out to Piper for some cool stuff when you pick it up. But what you don't get, the things that you don't maybe think about would be like, for example, you don't get chocks, you don't get tie-down straps, you don't get a quart of oil to take home. So plan for that, think about that. It may not be a big deal, but when you stop at your first FBO and you're like, oh, I need a quart of oil just so we have one, or you know what, I didn't bring any along. We paid $30 for our first quart of oil at the FBO, so wow, that's a lot. So you can buy a whole case for that kind of money. So maybe not, but it sure feels like it. So anyway, those are things that you think about. I showed earlier, or maybe I'll show it now. We have a case that we bought, a little container that we filled with a spray bottle that's filled with just water. And that water, we can use that water for the windscreen, which is really helpful. You don't need any chemicals, really, you don't. The bugs come off really easy. Just you get a microfiber cloth, some spray water. We did the fine mist bottle, works really great. So highly recommend, and super cheap. So that's good. We got we have a case of oil that we store, and so we carry a few quarts with us wherever we go. We did find that the engine really doesn't burn a whole lot of oil at the beginning. Maybe we did a good job break in, or maybe like Cumming should get all the credit in the world. I don't know. Compared to the 172s that we trained on that needed a quart pretty much every time we went out, this thing, it sips oil. We've added, I think, 1 quart, maybe 2, but I think only 1 quart so far, and we're 65 hours engine time. We did do an oil change in there at 50, so but it wasn't low when we brought it in, and it came back with what we had. Speaking of oil, we're running Camguard. We got a good recommendation from pretty much everybody out there that you want to tell your maintenance crew, your service provider, that you want to run Camguard. If you're doing it yourself, run Camguard. Apparently, we don't know much, you know, all the whys and whats. We're not mechanics, but everybody swears by it, so we're doing it too. So that's some of the stuff that came with the plane. The plane is gorgeous. Like, I mean, seriously, like the bougie table, the jacks, there are USB ports all over the plane. This like cool carbon fiber look all over the place is awesome. So the plane is just ridiculous. It flies awesome. We did, like, if there's any question about whether you're gonna love the plane or love flying the plane, have no fear, the plane is amazing. It's a beautiful plane, and we love it. We're loving it. And we've already done across country. We've gone to Canada and Ontario to make sure we could get across the border. So we can do some videos on how that process works and what you need to do. But for now, we just wanted to show you the plane and show you around a little bit. So this is it, we're in it. It's beautiful, it's fun to fly. We love pressurization, it's plenty fast, super smooth at altitude. The avionics are ridiculous and amazing, and all the rest. XM radio is kind of nice, you know, instead of having to just play my normal playlist that I've got stored. So good stuff for all that. A few things that we've decided we're gonna do. We, as you can see already, we've got jet shades installed. We have 2 windows that are missing jet shades right now. It's the door, the air stair door over here, and the emergency exit. So for whatever reason, our jet shades didn't quite fit, but I've heard, and we haven't called them yet, but that jet shades service is amazing. So so far our interactions have been great. When we ordered, they shipped right away. We got that stuff super fast. Huge improvement. Just insanely huge improvement in how hot the inside of the plane is in Phoenix. And we were even like late summer, you know, in September when we picked it up. So big difference. Totally worth buying. They're crazy expensive, but we love them. So we got that. Another thing that you should think about getting is some urine bags, barf bags, whatever you want to call them. These are super handy. We've used them already. as both a barf bag for my son. When he flew, he got sick. His first trip up was a little choppy, so he used one for that. I've used them with one of my buddies. We flew across the country together already, and we used them to relieve ourselves in the airplane, which was really nice because you gotta go, you gotta go. The plane does come with a pilot relief tube. So down here is a pilot relief tube, and you just unhook this bad boy, this Velcro, and you pull this out, which is hard to do from where I'm sitting one-handed here. See if I can get it to come out. There we go. And it's just this tube. Okay, and it's like behind this wire, so maybe I should fix that. But anyway, so it's this tube, and guys, you can go in it. It's got a little button, a little lever here for opening and sucking the out through this tube. So when you're in the air, it's, you know, you get this Venturi effect over the output of this, the hose output, and so it sucks in, and so you don't get splashed back. It actually works. I tried it once. I probably won't use it again just because I don't want to have to clean the plane every time. There's quite the procedure for that, but it is there, it is handy, and I would just recommend the bags. Speaking of things to buy, where do you put the bags when you're done? Get yourself a little trash can. It seems obvious, but super handy, right behind the seat. Another thing that we bought that's super good, I'll put this away in a little bit. Super cool tech, Aerync. Aerync is awesome. You put a little chip in where the data logging would happen on the plane, so where you'd have a chip in the top of slot of the MFD. You put this chip in there instead. You plug in the Aerync into one of your USB ports, and it is awesome. It automatically data dumps all the stuff to the Aerync and pushes it out through to the cloud every time you turn the engine off. So it's doing this every time. You're getting all the data. You can see exactly how hot you ran. I mean, the whole gamut of all the details get pushed out to the internet. I've got it synced up for Karen and I both for our log books. So every time we land, it pushes, and once we assign the pilot who flew, it pushes it directly to our log books in ForeFlight. That's super cool. We pair that up with our log track log. So between the two, we get super accurate times and all the rest. So really awesome tech. Love that. It lets you know the fuel that you have remaining. I just check my tablet and I go, oh, how much fuel do we need? Call for fuel ahead of time or not, right? So it's super handy to not have to take a picture. I know it seems really simple, but we installed that before we took our first flight. So literally our first flight had Aerync tied in, and we've been using it ever since. So again, highly recommend doing that. I think that pretty much wraps it up. So we're loving the plane. You're gonna get tons of flights with us. You're gonna have Ari's already working on our frequent flyer miles. I'll give you a little shout out to Ari. Say hi, Ari. Ari's chilling with us in the plane already. She did awesome. Oh yeah, dude, here, I'll show you this. We got her these cute little earmuffs. Here, Karen, tell us about the earmuffs.
So the earmuffs are just basically noise canceling. They reduce the noise by about 25 to 28 decibels. So it's going to be still a little bit noisier for her, but not anything that we were dangerously concerned about. But she was a trooper, and we got some photos of her on her first flight coming up here to flag with them on, and so we'll show them to you. But she didn't even bother, with them. She didn't scratch at her face or do anything. So these are awesome. They are made by Alpine Muffy Baby, and they fit a newborn all the way up till probably 3 or 4 years old. So we're really excited to use these. Really cheap. We got them on Amazon. Go ahead and use them for your own kiddos if you need them. But great fit for her, and we're excited to use them a lot.
All right, rock on.
All right, we'll see you later. Thanks so much. Let's go pick up the big one.
Jump on the bridge.
Out.